Hey everyone, Verl again here, Flo out of Portland, down in Southeast currently, and we're helping one of our GC partners ensure that he's got himself a button down system, and I want to show you guys some stuff we found. Not super stoked. He had used a different roofer at the time, and we'll talk about a little more about this awning here a little bit later, but it could be better, I'll say. So at least what we do here at Flow, is try to be as thorough as possible. And so I've got part of our membrane team up here ensuring that we can stand by the workmanship on this. And my first question is, and I told them, hey, look, Manny, I understand you guys are trying to make a name for yourself and everything, but there's some stuff here that we have to get addressed if we're going to put our name on anything like this. And so we first thing is we saw these skylights and the skylight details around with all the patchwork. Not ideal, so we had to call that out. Mr. George has gone through and has been probing all the seams, and what we're finding is because for whatever reason they've lined up their plates on these vertical seams, as they're walking their dog up, we've been marking some pretty gnarly openings right here, and that's not even the worst one. But I mean, for anyone in the industry probably looking at this and they're like, uh-oh. And so we're looking at it like, uh-oh. And so we want to take care of the guy. They're a good outfit and they're trying to do the best they can, but they entrusted a team that may have, look at this, that's not even the worst one. They may have over trusted. This is one of the worst. There's a series of them. It's just like, there's no way they didn't even come back and check their seams. So as you dry in these projects, you're supposed to probe before you leave. At least that's our protocol, to making sure that we're not creating more issues than we need to, and obviously solving problems instead of making problems. So we'll come through here, we're gonna get things patched up, but it's about 500 squares PVC that they're working on here. And so it's when do you use PVC? When you use TPO. Right here is a massive exhaust out this east side where there's a lot of chlorine exhaust. And so chlorine being a chemical, it's not a super volatile chemical, but it is nonetheless a reagent. And because of that, and I have some other questions too to Manny about some of these wrinkles, but on the edge here are some massive exhausts where you've got some chlorine from all the internal HVAC and airflow pumping. I mean, you can kind of smell it too. It's pretty heavy, from a massive aquatic center underneath us. And you don't want TPO because it doesn't have that chemical resistance that PVC has. And so you have to match the system for what the building's purpose is. So anything chemical related and or you're gonna have some sort of animal fat up on a roof, you want to have a PVC system. And for anyone that's like comparing, contrasting of what's best for them, maybe on a residential project even, you want to make sure that, and I think that one goes through the plate right there. This one also goes straight through to the plate. And underneath us here is actually structural 3x6 tongue and groove over massive beam. And so what we're going to do, we've asked the GC, hey, give us an extra day. We want to be as thorough as possible. We're going to probe the entire roof, and we've only gotten about halfway today, but man, it's cleared up pretty nicely out here in the Happy Valleys, Clackamuses. And I'm gonna head back to Beaverton Southwest, check on the gutter teams, make sure they're flowing, And so I just wanted to show you guys, just because and unfortunately, this is another example of a GC going with the lowest bid. And, actually, it's a funny story. Nick, my commercial guy, was on this project last fall, and I told him, hey, don't quote this project at the time. And I'm thankful that he didn't, because I didn't know my prevailing wage numbers with the team at the time. Since then, we kind of locked in. But the wild small world story of it all is that here we are back on this roof. And so it was a full tear off R30 buildup with the PVC system. This is also called fully adhered, which is strange because all the fully adhered systems that I've done, don't quote me on this, all the fully adhered systems I've seen are fastener less. And so to have this roof like this, we're just basically making sure that he gets to his final inspection. He'll have a punch list, I'm sure, from his manufacturer. In this case, made in USA material. It's a Carlisle product that's private labeled, which is it is not. There's a separate episode we're going to talk about with regards to the private labeling world in the roofing space. And there's basically a handful of suppliers, and they make so much material that they're like, how can we sell more material? Let's just go ahead and put someone else's logo on it, and then you got other distributors that want a piece of it, so they'll go ahead and put their logo on it. So this is one of the things I wanted to bring to their attention, was this seam tape cover strip. Not a fan. I wouldn't have done things like this. I told the GC, hey, just so you know, this should be a skirted gravel stop, and it should be welded straight to the membrane. Instead, it is literally how it sounds. There's some bubbling going on in the sealant, where I am a little concerned about just the longevity of it, but let the manufacturer do what they want. We're not going to get in the way. Little side note too, if anyone doesn't understand what this is, it's a little hand welder, a little leaster, and currently it's cooling off, so I could probably unplug it completely because it's not even blowing hot air at this point. But you always want to cool off your elements in your guns, and that way you get a little more life out of them as well. Just manufacturer recommendations, follow the specs, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and head over to Southwest. We'll take off to Beaverton and keep you guys in the loop, show you what it's like to flow, and certainly some stuff on the docket here. Our pipeline is it's shaking. It's getting shaken because people are starting to make decisions. It's almost spring. So anywho, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.